price of XRP is finally breaking out, and I genuinely believe this is just the very beginning. Today inside the community, we're diving deep into XRP's price action. That's all we're covering, because honestly, what else even matters right now? If you want to be part of the group, head over to diexrp.com to sign up through Patreon. Or if it's easier, you can just hit the join button under any video here on the channel. We've also opened up memberships via X, so you can join that way too. Now listen, I've been through multiple bull runs in the crypto space. But what we're seeing right now, this is the big one. The ultimate bull market. But with the massive gains comes serious risk. The deeper we go into this run, the more aggressive bad actors become, especially hackers. Why? Simple. More money on the table means more motivation to try and take it. According to Chainalysis, 2025 could be a record-breaking year for 17 crypto-related crime. That's why I've partnered up with iTrust Capital, a company I've trusted with my own crypto retirement accounts for a while now. I recently upgraded to their premium custody account, which allows you to transfer your XRP directly, and what sets them apart is their institutional-grade custody and a closed-loop system that only allows dollars out, never crypto. This is the real game changer. If a hacker can't withdraw your crypto, there's no incentive to even try. That's how most crypto theft happens. Someone finds a way to extract coins. This setup, they can't. If you want to check it out, head to itrustcapital.com/XRPArmy and use the promo code XB6 to score a $100 funding bonus. Here's the breakdown of the fees. No monthly charges for custody, 1%. Transaction fee for buying or selling crypto, $75 per transaction when buying gold. Oh, and yes, you can purchase gold and silver directly inside your account too. What a time to be in crypto. XRP has officially hit $3.27, and that's huge. We've got some fascinating developments to talk about today. But first, take note of this. The entire crypto market is sitting at just $3.82 trillion. Let that number sink in. It really puts things into perspective. XRP is absolutely crushing the rest of the market right now, hands down. When you stack it up against the top 10 coins, it's not even close. Let's break it down. While Bitcoin, which by the way is all you ever hear about on CNBC, is up 6.59% over the past 7 days. XRP has surged 34%. Looking at the last 30 days, Bitcoin's up 13%, but XRP is up 53%. Over the past 90 days, Bitcoin's at 38%, XRP's clocking in at 56%. And the one-year performance? Bitcoin's gained 83%. While XRP has rocketed up 467%. Folks, the trend couldn't be clearer. The numbers speak for themselves. Now take a look at this. According to Coin Paprika, XRP is currently just 17.43% below its all-time high. That peak was hit. But honestly, who even cares? We're already here, folks. Now let me throw a wild thought your way. What if the SEC votes to officially end the Ripple lawsuit on the same day the Genius Act gets passed? Guess what? That could be today. The SEC holds these sunshine meetings, I believe, about once a month, and from what I've seen, there might be one happening today. I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but the final step in the Ripple case could very well be a formal vote from the SEC. If that vote happens, and if it lines up with the Genius Act being approved, just imagine the kind of fireworks that could set off for XRP's price. What would that do to the charts? Be explosive. So here's the latest. Congress has officially advanced 3 major pieces of crypto legislation: the Clarity Act, the Genius Act, and the Anti-CBDC Act. From what I can tell, this all went down late last night. And then boom, we've got a couple of congressmen chiming in right after the vote. First up, Representative Tim Burchett, standing in what looks like a full-on thunderstorm, says they've made progress on concerns over how the federal government might monitor digital assets in ways that go beyond what's possible with cash. Basically, they're trying to prevent a Big Brother situation, especially when it comes to central bank digital currencies, CBDCs. He mentioned they were able to strike a deal that works for the White House, and Senate leadership. So, things are looking solid. He gave it a yes vote and wrapped up by saying he still had to go do an interview on the CNN, as he put it. Classic. Then there's Representative Brian Steele, who also shared an update. A couple long days here in the House. We're making real progress moving forward on really important crypto legislation for the president. We just got through what actually turned out to be, I think, the longest rule vote in the House. But at the end of the day, this is crypto week. We got 3 really important pieces of legislation to get done. I think we're getting them all across the line. The goal at the end of the day is to get all these signed into the law to move forward on stablecoin legislation, market structure legislation, and to prevent CBDC from ever being developed by the Federal Reserve. We took a step forward today. It took a little longer than we thought, but away we go. I think we're going to get this all done yet by the end of the week. Now let's not. And then. This morning, CNBC is covering the story, and things are moving fast. Good morning, Frank. Yes, there was a major breakthrough last night after a record-setting 9-hour standoff on the House floor. Now, key crypto legislation is finally moving forward. It's cleared the last major procedural step before heading to a full vote. What triggered the shift? Roughly a dozen hardliner members agreed to advance the bills after securing a promise a CBDC ban would be included in a must-pass bill coming up later this year. That concession has potentially put Crypto Week back in motion and could mean votes are happening as soon as today on bills the crypto world has been pushing for years. Representative Andy Harris, chair of the House Freedom Caucus and one of the original holdouts, said this deal marks a huge win for the American people, since a government-backed digital currency could threaten both financial privacy and individual freedom. But here's the catch. These crypto bills will now compete for floor time with a separate package that just passed the Senate early this morning. $9 billion in spending cuts, also known as the Doge cuts. So yeah, today could be massive. All right, enough of that. Now here's what's happening at the same time, folks. There's mounting pressure to remove Jerome Powell, the current Federal Reserve Chair. And honestly, it feels like all the stars are trying to align. We've got rate cuts potentially on the way, the Ripple case possibly wrapping up, ETFs ready to launch. It's all happening at once. You can practically feel the momentum building. But then today, President Trump made a statement that seems to settle it. He's not planning to remove Powell, at least not yet. So now we're looking at May as the next key moment. Meanwhile, Scott Bessent is launching a process to examine Powell's role, and the criticism is growing louder. Let's break it down. Powell's been accused of pushing banks out of business. He's allegedly withheld master accounts from institutions that, by law, should have access. Critics say he's exceeded his authority, and the Federal Reserve has become nearly impossible to deal with. Nobody at the top takes clear responsibility, whether it's the Fed governors, bank presidents, or even Powell himself. It's a bureaucratic maze. Now here's the key question. Is the Fed blocking crypto innovation? According to insiders, absolutely. Several solvent crypto-friendly banks were reportedly shut down by Fed regulators. Not because they were failing, but because of their involvement with digital assets. And of course, the Fed has its sights set on launching its own central bank digital currency, which many believe would be a disaster. There's growing opposition to the idea of a direct-to-consumer or even wholesale CBDC in the U.S. And even Jay Powell himself has expressed that he's not in favor of one. Bottom line, the Federal Reserve is the final domino. Ripple, buy. The Way has already applied for a master account. Folks, the table is fully set. We're on the edge of something huge. XRP is now just 17% away from its all-time high. It's time to lock it in, folks. And let me remind you, the entire crypto market currently sits at $3.82 trillion. That's the backdrop as XRP edges closer and closer to price levels we haven't seen in years. Now listen to this. $15 to $20 trillion in total crypto market cap is absolutely on the table. That's not just hype. That's what Bo Hines is predicting. You might ask, when did Bo Hines say this? Well, it was in this recent clip where he explained that the capital flowing into the space, especially through stablecoins, is going to be massive. He said it straight, The injection of liquidity from these developments is going to explode the ecosystem. And when that happens, we could be looking at an industry headed straight for $15 to $20 trillion in value. And that's without even factoring in what the Genius Act unlocks. The math here? It's honestly not that complicated. We're right at the beginning of something massive. And that's just with the Genius Act alone, folks. Now check this out. The CEO of Bank of America recently confirmed the bank is developing its own stablecoin and is carefully evaluating the timing for a launch. Likely in collaboration with major partners? Could one of those partners be ... Ripple? Because honestly, it's starting to feel like the floodgates are about to burst wide open this year. Think about it. In just the past couple of weeks, we've seen SAB 121 get pulled back. And almost immediately after, top execs from major banks, including Bank of America, are suddenly saying they're all in. Makes you wonder, are they planning to build that stablecoin directly on the XRP ledger? That's the real question. And if so, that changes everything. Anyway, we'll be covering a ton more XRP price action and all the surrounding developments in the diexrp.com community. That's our Patreon group. If it's easier, just hit the join button below any of my videos right here on YouTube, or subscribe via X. Quick reminder, I'm not a financial advisor. This is all for entertainment purposes only. So make sure to subscribe, smash that like button, and share this with your friends and family. What a wild day we're having.